So yeah, intro number 2, I definitely had no PC issues. So yeah, I'm building some weird stuff today. That's the intro, basically. I'm trying to build some sort of horrific face. And figured pretty quickly on that carving out 2.5 meter blocks, it technically works, but very, very fiddly. She might as well make this out of 2.5 meter just so I got a reference. Blame Capac, yeah. I don't know what it is, if it's something on with my PC, because it only seems to be an issue when I first load up OBS. Like, literally all I did was closed OBS and opened it again, and now it seems fine. Which doesn't make much sense when it's my bitrate that's the problem. OBS is getting tired, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, it happened during Wrong Way Out as well. I should probably just remember to do a test stream each time before I go live. Would definitely help. OBS needs an update. I mean, probably, but the first rule of OBS is never update it just before you're streaming. Like, unless there's some new feature that you really need, you're perfectly fine being on an old version. So far this is across 1, 2, 3... Oh, 2.5 meters, obviously. It's 10 blocks, okay. You do know you're gonna have to regrade stream starting soon screen. Well, I need some sort of geared contraption. Starting soon testing OBS stream. Why is it not? Oh, it's the... Wait. The texture was throwing me off. Because of the way that texture is, I thought the block was behind the wall. But it's actually the texture? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's a bit odd. Yeah, it doesn't look like one block. Despite the fact that, you know, you can clearly see it's the same. How much of the game in this thing? Not much, really. It's more sort of build cool decorative stuff. I mean, even the doors currently don't work. There is no ability to close them. There's power on off, but that's it. There isn't gyro overrides yet either. Yeah, it is very much a decorative only thing. It is not really a game yet. But as you might have seen if you had a look on the Space News Reddit or in other places, a lot of people have been finding all the stuff that's buried in the game files. Like, stuff for water and plants is already there in a limited state, at least. This will be a lot more straightforward for the smaller lights. Yeah, it's very much a tech demo at this point. Okay, a little bit higher. Probably, I find, not the most efficient way to do it. Yeah, just do the whole thing at once. And once I discovered a fun way to try and crash your game, well, not crash your game, but try and absolutely tank your FPS is, where's the partial copy? Yes. Select a starting block, move far enough away, so a decent-ish distance, and try expanding it. I don't know, maybe they fixed it, but as you can see, just doing that is already really affecting the FPS. It really does not like doing this at all. Like, I'm still flying around at normal jetpack speed, and it does not feel accelerating fast at all. Actually, it's not even FPS, that's actually the sim speed. Yeah, because if I come to a stop... Yeah, it's 10, 20, 30, 40... Like, it's taking a couple of seconds to accelerate 10 kilometers an hour. Without that, it's a lot faster. Okay. I want small spotlight now. Ah. This is not going to end up being symmetrical at all, but who cares? You know, if it's not symmetrical, let's introduce even more. Have this weird double jointed face. Possibly go wrong. Actually, it's right. It's a pretty good chance to test what happens if I use a truly stupendous number of lights. See how well the game can handle it. It looks like it's really annoyed by something. So yeah, let's grab... What's it called? Oh yeah, 0.5 interior light, because this is one of the few blocks that does actually have functionality currently. It's annoyed by stream lags, yeah. Sure, you know what, let's go over here. Get rid of these lights. And see what happens if I go absolutely ham on the lights. Just how badly I can break this. This is... what is this? 1,200 lights. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, the game also really doesn't like that. Kind of a cool effect, though. Button panel. Where are we? Oh, wow, even dragging the slider doesn't work. It's... If I actually managed to crash my game by doing that, I might have. Oh. Okay, it's still doing stuff. Okay, so I've established that, unsurprisingly, putting 1,200 lights in a small space and then trying to change their brightness is perhaps not the smartest of moves. I thought it would take me longer than this to break the game. Apparently not. Okay, yep, I'm gonna have to close the game and restart it. Well... Technically I haven't had it crash yet, but I managed to break it. Dang it, I shouldn't really be surprised considering what I was doing. Oh, please tell me it didn't autosave while all the lights were there. Although looking at it wasn't catastrophic, it was trying to change the brightness of all of them. Oh no, cool, I'm still over here. Perfect. No, the face! Why? It must be done again. Yeah, the way this works has reminded me a lot of Enshrouded, although obviously Enshrouded with not having to worry about stuff moving can do the because I've seen a lot of people talk about if Space News 2 is going to get the carving. So basically where, for example, you could say if I right-clicked here, it would delete this 1.25 meter cube rather than the whole thing. But yeah, the problem is you got to worry about stuff moving in Space News. In Shrouded, you don't, which is probably why I could do it. Just remember, I need to get back to Enshrouded at some point. They've got a first-person builder update, and they've got a new roadmap for this year as well. Oh, not 2.5 meter. I would say the precise placement is something I would really like in Splatoon 1, because the fun maneuvering with the jetpack trying to get things attached. Or especially like this, where you basically can't get the correct attachment point manually by aiming at a surface, because it'll stick out. Actually, can you? No, it doesn't look like it. Because the attachment point's on the side. There we go. Save before I manage to do something else stupid that crashes the entire game. Yeah, that works a lot better than that one, I think. Well, this one's certainly more abstract, a bit more terrifying. You making robot faces? Yeah, pretty much, Aaron. So after the stream, I need to investigate something. I've noticed my... Yeah, once again, between not Mr. Fun saying it's annoyed by stream lags and what Adarin just said, I don't see any messages at all, and I'm pretty confident there was ones in between. I don't know what Twitch has been doing recently. So you get the same problem when watching as well. Anything else I can do with this? This technically use some lighting, although pretty big mirror should do enough. But there's something missing to this bit. This ramp. Something overhead, maybe? What the? Jeez, that was loud. Oh, it's the thrusters. Running into mobile grids does weird things. And doors are even weirder, arguably. Yeah. Notice the speedo, it briefly goes up to like 40 or 50 kilometers an hour if you sprint into a wall. Why this bit doing it? Oh, wait a second. Is it because I'm considered to be hitting both the top and bottom of this? Might be why. It doesn't do it. Doesn't do it there. Doesn't do it there. Oh, so it sort of resists me walking underneath. Okay. Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Oh, no! Help! It's really distracting when you're trying to play something. You just get sudden bass. What can we put up here? Actually, think of it. Okay, the answer is no. It is not high enough to run a cargo container underneath. Needs to be something smaller than that. Jesus, it's really not like falling off things. Mr. Please mind your head sign. Yeah, I can't need ones. Oh, thanks for the prime sub, Keldarks. I don't really know what I think about it yet. It's in such an early stage that I'm sort of like, yeah, it's for what it's trying to do, it's pretty good, but there's not much it's doing. I imagine if you're someone who's far better at decorative stuff than me, it's definitely got a lot. Right. One of the few blocks that does currently work. Oh, no! Oh. Don't like the rotation keys. I don't like the rotation keys because it means you can't use your jetpack at the same time. I think it's just because I wasn't used to it. Actually, something I'm curious about. Does the spin change when I change the mode? Doesn't look like it. Cool thing to have, though. Okay. So hopefully now, if I fall off this, I won't just go flying off into space. Don't you see what was at it? Yeah, it's very, very, like, I think lights, gravity generators, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And cockpits are like the only functional. Oh, well, and thrusters, obviously. Yeah, most of the blocks that you'd expect to be functional aren't. Like doors, antennas, etc., don't actually work. They're just decorative. Hello, Ruben wrote. Actually, let's see what else we can do with this. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to the little version. Oh, yes, good. That was one of the things in a hotfix. They stopped the issue that Splitsy happening is in Prague, where you splitted a grid and everything exploded. Now the split grid will just remain static, because before that, you could just push into this and push it away with your jetpack. Which obviously now doesn't work, it's still static. I'm thinking, how else can I build this? Let's just go with entire new grid, I think. Ah, well, there's the immediate first thing. I can use the wall block instead. If I could spell. No. Okay, well, that's not static. Good to know. Okay, let's just build off here then. Get this out of the way. I also quite like the way the blocks, like you can see both the one I'm placing and the block I'm placing it on are highlighted, where it's done in such a way where the colors stand out, but they're not really obnoxious. Alright, so what kind of tube am I going to do now? I need windows. Do you know what, since I've done a fairly, you know, sort of standard and pretty simple windows, let's go for something a bit more crazy. What options have I got? Because I'm thinking, instead of having a floor like this, where, you know, it's sort of level with the glass, everything's pretty normal. I was thinking almost like have, like, go down a bit so you can actually, like, fall off the walkway, or the walkway looks more elevated. Guess it means I probably need an attachment point underneath. Hopefully I won't need that. Let's see if this works. RTG real-time gravity, yeah. Would that asymmetry drive everyone insane? Potentially, yes. I think it would. Which means, obviously, I have to try it. Dang it! It's not quite the right... I know. Does work. Ow, I've accidentally triggered the auto-rotate. Hate when I do that. So much. Eh? Why doesn't it want to place there? Oh, I must be aiming too low down. I wonder how much that would annoy people. It's slightly asymmetrical like that. Well, hang on, can I even walk under this? Sort of. Okay, I definitely think I need to go further out if I'm going to do that. Services, maybe. I swear sometimes it just doesn't want to attach. Even... that should be lined up. It's weird. Oh, right, of course, the windows are all the way around. I keep doing this. Thank you. It's not working, just rotate again. I should have remembered the Space Engineers 1 rules. I don't know why that's immediately reminding me of was Darth Maul's ship in the Phantom Menace. Just the way that curve is. Let's try the asymmetrical bit. And also, the bit showing the attachment points is really handy for finding the perfect point. It's always something annoying where you look at it and you're like, oh, this is close enough, and that's a block or two off. Whereas this, I can literally see the point at which it's perfectly connected. Wait, does that shape even exist, or is it just... okay, it's just this. Good. Okay, can I walk through on the left? Yes, I can. I'm not jamming my head into the, like on the other bit. So maybe if I crouch and then try and stand up. No, it just won't let me. Okay. Interesting. So that's not doing the same thing that this is. I'm guessing because the game sort of can't decide whether my character's head fits under here or not. It sort of gets into a fight with itself. What's this doing here? Let me put that there. It's got me thinking, can I also make it a non-repeating pattern as well? How on earth is this going to work? Once again, it's looking like some sort of fighter jet or sort of thing. Okay, that's not gonna work. Actually. Have we got a block for this space? Aha! Or is I don't think it fits. It would have to go on the underside. Yeah, dang it, I can't go there. Hmm. I don't think I prefer... Well, like, if I want something to feel a bit more... closed in, or to make the surrounding area feel bigger, use the sort of smaller corridor. If you want something a bit grander, make the walkway feel fancier, use the bigger slopes. The thing is... Right, don't have attachment points. That's one thing that's slightly different from Space Engineers 1, is Windows don't have attachment points on the top or the bottom. Whereas Space Engineers 1, they have it on the side that occupies the edge of a block. Place one here, attach underneath. No? Okay, let's go even lower. Oh, wait, but of course, if it doesn't have attachments on top or bottom, that's why that's not working. Can't just stick one up there and attach it. I'm gonna try that window corner next. This might work. Got one of the corner shapes. Aha! Maybe. Wait a second, that's not lined up. No. What the? How do we keep doing this? Okay, they're both... Oh, okay. Is it off center like that, though? I think I got the placement right. Oh, since I just didn't have the placement right. Aha! Let's go with this. Okay, so if that works. Yeah, and that little bit doesn't stand out as badly as it would otherwise. Alright, of course, it needs to be fully green to get the right placement. What? Ow! I keep doing this. To block out. Yeah, see decline. The angle is intentionally asymmetrical. Dang it, I thought I placed it correctly. Oh, I've got the wrong way around. I think. Oh, that'd be why I keep having this problem of that. It will show that it's all lined up correctly, but if it's the wrong way around... like... Where is it? Yeah, so I gotta have the right way around as well. How do you not build symmetrical? My expertise is accidentally building asymmetrically. So I figured I'd try doing it on purpose for a change. And see, I'm like flipping a USB that takes me like 3 attempts, so I always get the wrong way around. There we go. Do it on purpose and then it should become symmetrical. I don't know. That's a very good question. I do kind of like, yeah, it's asymmetrical, but not to the point where it's really distressing. I think, especially with this bit being flat, I think if I sloped it downwards further, it would be a lot more annoying. I mean, true city clone does look weird. Right, so what's the walkway? Oh yeah, I was looking at the, making more just a rectangular tube. Visual stress test. Oh, days lately. Where are we? Yeah, these corner windows interest me. Something that, as I can remember, don't exist in... I keep calling it Space Engineers 1, but it's probably easier to just call it Space Engineers, call it Space Engineers 2. Yeah, is this going to work? Yeah. Corner with... Sure. Oh, okay, so this is corner with roof, basically. Comes the obvious question of how the blazes am I going to attach it. I think I might need a block underneath. Just to help me mentally rotate this, for one thing. Once again, I also am unable to get lined up correctly. Oh, and even the block itself isn't lined up correctly. Amazing. Takes skill to be at this level. So I want the window on the underside, okay. Once again, I'm back to the classic, just mashing the buttons until I get it right. Ah, looks better. Actually, if anything, this... sort of looks like a channel. It's like whenever water's added. Because I know, I mentioned a bit earlier that, there's at least a couple of Reddit posts where people have managed to get hold of water that's already in the game. But yeah, it's a lot more like a sort of pool thing. Oh, and I've actually toggled on auto-rotate again. Now, the first thing, I think it's 1.1 or 1.2 update is going to have... I think it's 1.2 that has improvements to the UI and stuff. One of them is key bindings. I'm definitely moving the enable auto-rotate button away from the WASD controls. Because the problem is, I'm very bad for accidentally pressing the wrong button. So, I go to press D, and then I accidentally go too far and press R, and then I've toggled the auto-rotate, which is really annoying. Okay, so can I just do it this way? Okay, yeah, so this is much more of just like a box. Well, I suppose it does also sort of make like a diving board. Just with the way that it's angled. Actually, what if we try using the really big slopes but in the vertical direction? See what that does. Basically, in a situation where you want to give something a really high ceiling, but the height underneath, you don't want. Oh, and I've turned it on again. It's just so easy to do. Keep going upwards, or... Okay, no, I don't think that's going to work. Although, I suppose it could work for the end. So sort of you can see in from the other side. Over the door. Hang on, can I... Thank you, detailing slopes. It's just... It's so useful for stuff like this. That otherwise would look weirdly attached. Especially when the outside already kind of looks like an armor block. Now I need to get this out of the way. I'm slowly just disassembling this platform as I add more stuff to it. How you so consistently misplaced blocks with the grid thing? Well, the problem is the grid thing tells you if it's got a connection point on each block. It doesn't tell you if that's the correct connection point. Let's see. I've got a... Where's a smaller block I can use to demonstrate this? Like, see, for example, that's correctly on the corner, but if I move it... hang on, I need to make this slightly bigger. Like, so say, for example, with this... Obviously, this is correct, but I can move it, like, here, and... Actually, I'll go one from the edge. So I want to put a block perfectly on the edge, it looks like that, but I can go one in... Now, obviously, this sort of scale, it's obvious that I'm missing the bit on the right. When you're dealing with much smaller, especially with windows and stuff, it's a lot easier to miss that you're like a 25cm block out. But also, it might just be that it's me. I do these sorts of things by accident. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there is no outside and inside to windows now. They're just equally clear on both sides. I think I kind of like this more than... Not that one. Yeah, Spectrum. That's certainly true that, you know, it being a new build system takes a bit to get used to. But I definitely think this tube definitely makes it feel a lot more, like, cramped. You know, the more sort of almost realistic, you know, space station where space is at a premium, so you want to have as small a space as possible. Whereas these are more so like hangar style stuff. Make sure to accidentally both copy it and delete at the same time. Ouch. Yeah. I think I like this because it both gives you a lot of headroom, but is also fairly compact. Like, I don't know that I could bring it in a block. Which it might. How small of a space can I make with this? The interior walls now, yeah. They're being able to do different colors without... Because I imagine that they probably wanted to do that you could paint different faces of blocks, but yeah, just being able to, like, do this... Ah, that's the wrong button. It's very much the wrong button. Repeatedly. I just noticed, because I haven't used the paint gun yet. It sounds like rain more than paint. Although I suppose that's sort of whirring. Oops. Didn't mean to paint the platform. Ow, I keep doing it. But yeah, being able to do stuff like this on the interior, like if you imagine that's the outside of the ship. But yeah, being able to do stuff like that is very useful for interiors, because you only lose 25 centimeters instead of, you know, 2.5 meters. Of course, the one thing is you're probably, at least for when survival and combat is a thing, you're probably going to want your outside ship to be made out of 2.5. Because, what's the description say for the decorative block again? Something like, this is so small and will absolutely implode in 2 seconds. Yeah, detailing armor shape used to create fine details unsuitable for protection. Yeah. That's once you get texture skins will be really useful. Oh no, sorry, that's Enshrouded. I've been looking at the Enshrouded roadmap. Like, wait, no, that wasn't Space Engineers. It was talking about intentionally adding like scuff textures onto things. 25 work with multiplayer, yeah. I do wonder what multiplayer performance is going to be like compared to Space Engineers. I think they said they were aiming for like... They were playing for like up to 64 players as a sort of what they consider to be a sort of standard. I'm trying to remember, what are the official servers at the moment? Aren't they like limited to 32, I think? I still remember the time when Zoc was hosting a server. They're just trying to get as many people as possible on. They managed to get to 100. Although they've been building stuff, it probably would have gone badly. 16. Oh, yeah, see, but see, I was being optimistic. And hello. Still mashing the rotational buttons. Actually, come to think of it, with smaller walkways, obviously the walkway doesn't have to be a full block's width anymore. Let's just put this in so I don't accidentally disconnect the whole thing. So instead of using armor blocks... especially being able to offset catwalks in this way is something that really interests me. Pistons road ahead to switch block size, yeah. Because it's something I found in Wrong Way Out and in other things as well, where it's like you want to do a catwalk, but the problem is take up whole block makes it really fiddly. It's just... that's the wrong way around, isn't it? Or it's not the right height. Any copy rotation? I think there is, I just haven't used it. Knowing me. Now, see, it's very easy to do this. Just get like a block out. The block's a lot smaller now. And I just did it again, even knowing what I'd just done wrong. Wait a minute. This is wrong. Oh no. And block me over, we'll get one eventually, yeah. Kind of ironic if Special 2 managed to cures me of my asymmetry. Instead, I do micro-scale asymmetry by accident. Come on. Hey, it's joined correctly. Obsessed with walkways. Hey, it's something I know. I suppose it's just because it's something modular that is, you know, always useful. This makes it feel a lot more like a pyramid, almost. It's this guy who's obsessed with subgrids, yeah. Much of these pillars. Okay, so that's not quite going to work. Channels. Oh, so this is like... It's almost sort of like the corner light, but without the light attached to it. That's the only thing I had problems with the block rotations, yeah. Directional sound I haven't really noticed. I mean, the one thing I have definitely noticed about the sound is the boots hitting the metal is a lot louder. Especially in first person. It's quite significant. How would I do this? Okay, that's interesting. I could have the asymmetry underneath instead of on top. Ow. That is slightly annoying. Yeah, this sort of thing is a lot less... I mean, I imagine for a lot of people this is extremely annoying. But for me, being able to do this with such little attachment points just helps so much, because you can... It doesn't look as free-floating and unsupported, yet it's not some massive thing that you've got to work around. Press for the shows, yeah, where was it? Like, yeah, I've seen some really cool stuff people now do with lighting, but the fact... I forget... Yeah, the fact that it can update the shadows so quickly and delete stuff. Especially when it's multiple overlapping things. Well, admittedly, all the spotlights I've got sitting around are possibly changing a bit. Question is, do I have some way of attaching it to the walkway without using this block at the end? Because ideally I almost want to be like a sort of free floating thing. Still looking support, of course. That looks lined up. Oh, right. Probably need to do that on the outside as well. That might be slightly more annoying. Inside's alright, but I'm not sure about the outside. And the question is, how annoying do I find that little gap? I suppose the alternative would be move this a block down. Try block this time. Trying to come on my server is me. I thought it was Capac. How does this look from the other side is the question. I mean, obviously most of the time you're not going to notice because you're busy running down a walkway. Not sure we call Capac a moderator's barrier participant. Yeah, it's not... I mean, if you're looking at it very closely, I suppose you would spot that it's a block lower, but I mean... the outside bit is obviously the main bit, and like, you know, if you look up and it looks weird, then you notice. It's gonna bite you so many times when airtightness will be a thing. Yeah, yeah. I really hope something like, I'm always gonna say it's in build info and build vision, I'm always gonna say the wrong one. But yeah, I definitely hope, I think Keen have said they're playing out. See, Spencer. But yeah, hopefully they do have some sort of airtightness scanner. Because yeah, I imagine it'll be even easier, especially if you get things like small conveyor tubes as well. It'll be a lot easier to accidentally punch holes. Although, I don't know, because the 25cm means patching up the holes are probably going to be a lot easier as well. What the? I just want to drag the other way. That's not what I wanted. This way. There we go. Well, so I'm excited for this because it lets you do asymmetrical things in less blatantly obvious ways. Because obviously, in normal large grid, asymmetry is very obvious. Like 2.5 meters, you're not going to miss it. Whereas this sort of scale, you know, you can slightly offset things without it being bleedingly obvious. Wait, oh no, that's right. Of course. And like, say for example, I didn't want to have these perfect joins with windows, is that, yeah, you could pad them out with these sort of connections, because they don't... Like, even knowing that these are armor blocks, it's very difficult to tell it's not just a corner of the window. Like, it doesn't really stand out from the frame all that much unless you really zoom in and you can see it. Okay, it is attached by the walkway at that end. So I should delete that, without causing anything catastrophic. Alright, go to the inside as well, of course. I do wonder if Keen are even going to bother adding armor panels. Or the SE2 equivalent with how small these block sizes are. I can definitely see maybe some very rare uses for them, but I suppose the thing was round blocks not being in yet. Oh. Yeah, I'm not yeah, I don't like that join. That is a bit more obvious. Actually, with this, it gives space to put, like, say, well, you know. Oh, even that bit doesn't have attachment. Okay. So then you could do like a walkway or something else over the top. Kind of like what I've done over here, where I've got these sort of support beams in the middle. Because looked, without these, it looked very odd with this sort of gap in the middle. Yeah, I definitely can't wait for the normal stairs, because these look a bit odd with it being a full solid block. They look like they really shouldn't be supported in terms of the weight. Whereas the stairs look like the catwalk. You know, obviously having the big sort of like visual holes in them makes them look lighter. Alright, so I was looking at this bit. This stream is coming, I'll try to get some sleep, see you, Trolltus. Build my own stairs. Yeah, I could do that. I have seen a couple of people do that sort of thing. First I want to see if I can figure out how on earth to do this attachment. Ideally, I'd like to keep that same spot. You might have to do the same thing I did on the other side, where I went down a block. degree decorative blocks. Yeah, I imagine Mad's got that. Even if we don't get them, I imagine a lot of mods will be all the various sizes of blocks that Keen don't have. Ow. Actually, I'm very curious when they add, not necessarily subgrids, when they add stuff like hangar doors, like, because currently Space Engineers, it's all like, you get that size of hangar door and that's it. It's TFE NOS as well. Yes, I am an Australian. Gasp. Oh, let's change how this looks. But yeah, I do kind of wonder if like doors and stuff will be like modular. Because it'd be quite cool to do bigger doors without having to use subgrids constantly. It's gonna ruin my sleeping rhythm. Don't ruin your sleeping rhythm just to watch me. I don't recommend it. I upload the VODs of these to YouTube anyway, so they're always available to watch later. Didn't end up uploading the one from Tuesday, though, because, well, that wasn't exactly a planned stream, and also had the recording die in the middle of it, which wasn't good. Maybe I'll just leave it how it is. It's not really that noticeable. Actually, yeah, I think it's only noticeable at the end, which you don't notice at that end because it's got an attachment point in the side. Whereas over here, because I got nothing at the other end, is why I noticed it. Just mash the buttons. Nope. Yeah, it's only because there's nothing here covering it. Like, it's even just a block. What time is Upside Down Land? It has just gone over to 10 AM. What's interesting, as far as I can tell, you can't cycle backwards through the list, like only forwards. That's the other thing that initially I found really difficult, is the fact that in Space Engineers, R is the change block size button, and the mouse wheel is the cycle through blocks. But this one, it's cycle through your hotbar rather than the blocks. Yeah, I actually think that's not as annoying. Yeah, it's only because there's nothing at this end. Like, from this end, it looks perfectly fine. You're not going to notice. Like, especially with it being technically down below the line. Actually, that's got me thinking I could... This is obviously asymmetrical. What I could do is do the same on the other side for a second walkway, like say it's a walkway for going the other way. So the whole thing becomes symmetrical. Now, if I read the hotfix correctly, this should still be static. I should not be able to push it. Hey, fantastic. Because, yeah, one of the things... Oh, I thought it'd move for a second. To stop... Oh, dang it. Of course I bring it up now that Splitsy's not here anymore. When he managed to disconnect a bit of his bridge from an asteroid and blow the whole thing up, with the hotfix they changed it so it just remains static now. Of course, remains static if it was originally attached to something static. Which means if we keep it blocks in the way, it's like instead of building the whole thing, I should just be able to paste it in by turning it around. Wait a second. This is missing the walkway. Oh, it's not attached to anything. Right. Obviously. I don't know what magic I'd be using to do that. Oh, and I just use inverted corners. Dang it. Twitch literally just threw you here. Yeah, this is the problem with being referred to as TFE or Tiffany. Let's find my actual name. Oh, that's not going to work on that side. Okay. hopefully is all one thing now. It is not. Move this. Why not considered to be attached? Oh, wait a second. Dang it. Yeah. Okay, so you can't reattach two separated grids even if they are static. Yeah, it is a new problem where you can place blocks so close without them being attached. I found some of the weird things with attaching thrusters to the side of these control seats, where sometimes it'd let you place and you think, oh, I've got to attach, and you go to fly and you just leave them behind. It's certainly a lot easier, so I just need to do that. I need to do it from the main grid bit, and then I can just copy-paste the walkway into position. Start at this end, it'll be attached to that bit. Actually, yeah, it might just be easier to redo it. Very large box, free-flowing immovables. Yeah. You can get very weird things. Do I remember how it was done? I think I do. New grid. It's going to quite be a cube, but it's going to be pretty close. So I might as well do this all the way around and just make it easier. Make a box. No, did too early. Ah! Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, which side's open? Need to rotate it so I know which direction to begin with. Now this is where the undo feature is very useful. Funny thing is, you can basically create a... It's debatable how controlled it is, but you can create a sort of hamster wheel. Now, obviously the question is, how on earth do I get in it? Well, go undo. Move myself carefully inside. So now I'm fully enclosed. And if I turn my jetpack off, you can do some very odd things with running around. Because there's no opposite reaction to your movement. Okay, let's... I'm sorry for anyone who this gives motion sickness to. Luckily, I don't... Where's the... I've managed to lose where the base is, though. Back that way. It is sort of controllable. Like, you sort of go in the direction you're walking. Like, I'm trying to walk back towards the asteroid, although I need to go up a bit. I guess you don't really have up and down control all that much. But yeah, it's very weird. In fact, it's still accelerating. Oh no, it's slowing down again. But yeah, just pushing against the wall causes it to speed up. Again, yeah, that's getting too fast. I don't want to make anyone sick. Ultimate catback trap, yeah. But yeah, I sort of noticed it before they fixed it with stag things, where yeah, just even walking into a wall would fling stuff away. I should just use spectator teleport back, but nearly that. Wait, why don't you do 72 kilometers an hour? Surely the jetpack can go faster than this. What's the... Is there a boost button? Ah, there we go. Right, I forgot. Gotta use the rocket booster. This free frame camwalk and walk up will move under you. Sort of. It's weird. And the first thing Splits is doing with the mod is disabling the safe speed. So I got to do it here because I got the gravity gen to pull me downwards. Actually, it should just sink. Oh. Yeah, it applies quite a lot of force. Even just gently trying to land on it. Even if I very, very slowly... Alright, let's try to do the other side of this before I got distracted. Huh? What? Why is this space not clear? Huh? That was weird. Yeah, there's no real way of... I have to change everything again with that. Oh, yeah, there was also this... I'll say slightly annoying thing with catwalks. Especially the square one. Because if you do it this way, you get this annoying little gap. That is not even... It's like, what? It's like 12.5 centimeters, roughly. Which means you basically got to use it the other way. And then it looks slightly odd that it sort of like dips down. Like there's this little lip here, which is slightly annoying. Mono boost will utilize different type of fuel. I do wonder, I mean, obviously you can see we got hydrogen on the hotbar. I mean, heck, it might even use power instead of extra fuel. Because forcing more of the fuel into the propulsion would logically use a bit more power. I don't know. I imagine they'd like to keep it relatively simple where they can. Don't want to overcomplicate it. Or use more fuel and power. You can even have it use both. Just want a way to attach it at its end. The trade-off is the amount of death bombs you encounter at the new speed. Yeah, that is true. It's very true that if you want to make it really funny, have the booster not have any penalties, so you're more likely to just use it all the time and crash into things. I think I've got many other shapes I can actually make. Bridges. Especially about the poor rounded shapes. Uranium boost suit. Why do you must play to that? What the? And of course, landing gear is unfunctional yet either. Can I? Does this work? So the other thing is that attaching this is very fiddly. I definitely think if you are building a sort of modular bridge, you want something shorter with a lot of attachment points like this. Because this is a lot easier to get lined up correctly. So I probably proceed to not get lined up correctly. Oh, at least I didn't put the doors upside down this time. Yeah, Raven, I think it was 300 meters a second was roughly the point in Space Engineers where it started to cause problems. They just went 100 to be on the safer side. If I said blocks, I'm wondering if... I imagine they would make things like trains a lot easier. Oh. Lost... the stream is so down. More than buffering, I've completely lost the connection. Hey, I should be back now, hopefully. My internet just completely dropped that. Yay, it's back. Let's go. And this is why I record the stream on my PC as well, rather than just uploading the Twitch VOD to YouTube. So if I do the Twitch job, I've then got to stitch the whole thing back together when something like this happens. It also doesn't help that it really confuses me because I go and look at how long I've been live for and it's lying to me. What else can we do with the bridge? Actually, instead of using the catwalks as... Pillar, that's what I want. In this year, we also get water in the shroud. Yeah, that looks awesome. Oh, right, of course. I mean, 20 blocks. So to make things like rope bridges easier, because I know the one in Wrong Way Out was a colossal pain for Splitsy to do, and it was basically don't go anywhere near it and hope it doesn't kill the entire server. Actually, hang on. I don't need to use the... Shreds, I don't need to use the railings at all. Not familiar with Enshroud. Nah. I definitely... Especially if you enjoy the way the Special Needs 2 building works, I would definitely recommend trying Enshrouded. It is a very similar sort of way of building. And I've turned on auto rotate again. Is it fun adventure-wise? I'd say so. I mean, I haven't played it a little bit, so I mentioned it's changed a fair bit. I think the problem we found doing it multiplayer is fast travel is so easily available, you end up running off on your own a lot of the time. It's like, oh, well, I can just teleport back. Merrick did say in one of his recent blogs that one of the games looking at is how Enshrouded did their voxels and stuff. Mention building submarines. Would have a PvP battle map that's underwater and you gotta be careful not to flood the whole thing. Like, I consider doing something like that with the space station, but the problem is... Like, yes, you can use mods to force people to have their helmet open, but... It's really difficult to make it such a way where... Dying from lack of oxygen is a danger, but doesn't just instantly kill everyone. Without, like, putting 1,000,000 doors every 5 meters, so only some bits get depressurized. Too many games rotation it is. Yeah, that's fair. It's funny how I'm like, okay, I need to cut my Steam wishlist down. Okay, no more than 100 games on my Steam wishlist. That's my absolute limit. And then I look and I've got 110. So get something. You never know what feature you'll add next. That's probably because I don't know what feature I'm going to add next. I really should be using symmetry mode, but I just haven't bothered, really. Yeah, I definitely like these interior wall pillars. They can make... They can give you an empty space that still looks supported because of the different... Especially with this big black line in the middle. I don't know what it is, but it just makes it look sturdier. Space age driving. I guess so. Oh. Right. It's probably not going to work, because that's really annoying. So I need it to face the other way. No? I thought it only had the black line on one side. Nope, it's on both sides. Okay, the top and bottom don't have it, which is where I need to put it, because otherwise it's going to be... No, I keep doing the wrong side. I want the black line on the top. Okay, that's better. Theme people making hinges and rotors, yeah. Especially with the smaller block size, you can get something that is pretty close to the way hinges and rotors works, using thrusters on a separate grid that is tight enough fitted that it won't come loose. As well as the gears, yeah. Do you remember catwalks have different inside and outside? Yeah. I can't actually. Won't fit with the beams, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Hmm. Technically do it like that. Couldn't stand the controls last 20 minutes. It's fair enough. Like, there's definitely things I find annoying about the controls. You saw someone post a plan. Yeah, people have been... Because a lot of the stuff is already in the files, like water, plants. It already exists to a certain extent in the files. It's just actually getting them to work is the problem. And messing around with the files directly is a good way to have stuff go wrong whenever Keen releases a hotfix that then changes those files. So I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you absolutely know what you're doing. Yeah, Spectrum, I think that's meant to be the 1.2 update, is the rebinding and the UI and stuff. Because I believe in Marek's most recent blog, he said that the workshop is nearly ready. Like, it's basically in final testing at the moment. Actually, instead of that... Oh, it's not even the right height. No, it's not. So it's not symmetrical. Dang it. Slightly off center. Ah, well. It's fine. No matter how small larger blocks are, asymmetry always sneaks in. I suppose the closest I can get is to the side. Oh, right, because they're attached to the end. Yeah. Catwalks don't have attachment points on the sides? That's interesting. You think they would? Well, I suppose it has got that little, like, sort of dip in it. adapt to whatever game's set to. My problem is going between multiple similar games, like going between Space Engineers and Shroud and Valheim. Things where, and even Icarus to an extent, things where controls are similar enough. Like one game will have shift as the button to dump everything, another will use control, and then it's going backwards and forwards where it gets confusing. I don't want to make just like basically a pyramid with catwalks. I'm using... Actually... Give me this line of beams. It should let me center this. Just get rid of the beams entirely. Okay, I think I need to do something with these corners though. Actually, because of the way it dips in the middle, just put that on the ends. I don't know. Looks weirdly unsupported in places. How does it look from inside? Actually, if I really want to feel like a rope bridge, I can use half blocks here. Not sure how I feel about that. Does look a lot more like perilous rope bridge rather than sturdy modern bridge. Although it does kind of look like I forgot to add some important bits, kind of. I definitely think depending on what other armor skins we get would definitely change how big this is. I mean, the fact it also being slightly off-centered is annoying. come to think of it, the way it is now, it'd be easy enough to just make it a block wider. But yeah, it's getting a bit towards lunchtime for me. I'm getting a bit hungry. So I think I'll wrap up here. I'll be back Saturday for, well, the best way I can describe the game, it's if Michael Bay directed a racing game. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then, Wrong Way Out's back on Monday. I'm not sure if I'll remember. I will be so confused what the controls are, but hopefully I'll survive. So, see you then. Bye.